Hello, I'm Wilhelm, and welcome to the next segment, I guess, in my Recovering Homeschooler series I've recently started. This one's gonna be a little different. I am doing some questions that the internet has in like these official homeschooling articles. I guess that's a thing. That are kind of serious questions that people ask about homeschooling, and I guess to evaluate if they want to homeschool their kids. I'm gonna use this just kind of as a board to like kind of get some conversations going, and then I want y'all in the comments to ask me questions, and I'm gonna do another video that's gonna be funny. So this one's gonna be more serious, but I want y'all to give me your questions. They don't have to be funny, but if they are funny, that's always better, and then I will answer those in another video. So we're gonna be answering questions. Oh my god, there's so many pop-ups on this stupid website. You know it's a good website if there's like 20 pop-ups. This is an article I found from like familyeducation.com that's 10 questions about homeschooling. How much does it cost to homeschool? It depends. I mean, we would go to book fairs every year and buy our curriculum. It was Abeka, which is one of the more renowned ones. One of the, I don't want to say the word best, because they have a lot of issues with their curriculum, because it's all heavily religion-based. That's up to you whether or not you think that's for your kid, but it wasn't cheap, especially if you did the DVD video homeschooling that was recorded. You could buy discs and watch other classes that were recorded at Pensacola Christian Academy. Again, Abeka. That was $1,000, starting at $1,000 a year per kid. So, alright, so that's for that. Do homeschoolers do better than their public school peers on standardized tests? That depends on your kid. Public school peers, some of them do well on standardized tests and some of them don't. It's the same for homeschool kids. Homeschooling does not make your kids smarter, especially if you weren't a good student. The difference is, when your kid goes to public school, they have lots of different teachers. Homeschoolers have one teacher, okay? Their parents, their mom. Sometimes they'll get other parents to do them. My mom actually taught a lot of science courses for other kids because their parents literally knew nothing about science and math. So you have to think what kind of education were they getting. I would say overall, no. I don't think homeschoolers do better than their public school peers. Some of them did. I feel like me and my sister did, but we were the lucky few that had very intelligent parents. I mean, you'll hear me nag on my parents about other things, but when it comes down to it, my parents have a high IQ. They're very scientific minded. They were excellent in math and science. Some areas we really excelled, so we always tested 2 or 3 grades above, because we did standardized testing every year. It's not required, but my parents did it because they wanted to make sure that we were on track, because they took our education seriously. Some homeschool parents don't do that. Same thing with public schoolers. Some of them take that seriously, some don't. Some have parents that work with them at home, some don't. So you can't really say our homeschoolers better than public schoolers, because it's kid to kid, not system to system. It doesn't work that way. How does homeschooling benefit the child? I can't even really answer that question, because again, there are so many pros and cons that I'm just skipping that. Why do parents decide to homeschool? Everyone has their own reasons. Usually it's religion-based and control-based, because they want to have control over what the child is learning. That might sound harsh, but that's literally the basis for every single person I ever know who's homeschooled. They didn't want their kid in the public school system because they wanted control over what they're teaching their kids. And usually they were highly religious people. Is it safer to homeschool? Well, I would say possibly, if you're talking about maybe your child getting shot at school. I'm sorry, that's a unfortunate realistic thing. Also bullying and stuff, but then you have to remember, are there other siblings bullying them? So in some ways it probably is safer, but I think that's up to you to decide whether or not you want to homeschool literally just on that base because they're in your house. Do a lot of parents still homeschool because of religious reasons? Yes. Is it cheaper to homeschool than to send a child to public or private school? I don't know. Private school? Yes. Private school is ridiculously expensive. Public school? It depends on if you have free public school and what they include. I'm pretty sure it's cheapest to send your kid to a public school. I'm pretty sure. Do homeschoolers have to take standardized tests? Yes. You are required by law every 3 years to be tested to make sure you are staying on track with other fellow kids your age. Do homeschool students have to take the SAT and ACT? If you want to go to college, yes. Do you recommend homeschooling? That's a decision people need to make for themselves. I don't have kids, so I don't have to make that decision. My cats are dumb and would not do well in school. But anyway, so those were some weird questions from the internet. I wish I could find actually fun ones. So y'all give me your fun ones. Tell me fun things that you want to hear, that you have questions for what it's like for someone who was homeschooled, literally from 1st to 12th grade. The only people I were around was other homeschoolers, really, and church kids. Not a great group to really get a feel for what the world's actually like.